Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 273. I bet you can pitch us some free agents and where they go. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison tonight. How are we doing tonight, Harrison?
That's a thick headline, Nick. There's a lot
Uh,
going on inside of that one.
yeah, news dropped today. Absolutely insane. So we will jump into it. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping with these companies, please do it through our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. We also have Rounding Third merch on Etsy. So we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers. I'm currently sipping my coffee out of my Rounding Third tumbler. This thing is sweet. You need to get it. It's pretty awesome. So check that out. Just another great way to support us. And we also have Patreon. This is where we are going to start putting our Jeopardy shows, our Family Feud shows. So please become an exclusive member over there to access that exclusive content. And those Jeopardy shows and Family Feud shows are an absolute blast. So make sure you check us out on Patreon.
They are epic.
Yep. Also, before we start, I want to thank Richard Blitzman for this incredible picture of my favorite player over my left shoulder, right shoulder to you. Anyways, he drew this and sent it to me. I am stunned by this. It's absolutely incredible. But it was really cool for him to do that and to send it to us. He's a huge fan of us. And loves what we do and showed his appreciation by drawing me a picture of my favorite player, and it's absolutely incredible. Fits perfect with my podcast room. So thank you so much, Richard. Very much appreciated.
It's incredible, and I love when we've got people in the audience and viewers that have these kinds of talents that we get to we get to check out because it's really cool.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. So, all right, let's dive in to Munetaka Murakami, Harrison. He has posted, what will the reaction be league wide if he becomes a Dodger?
I think it's going to be one big, massive yawn, um, because I think the whole world expects him to become a Dodger. We I think last year we had the Roki Sasaki sweepstakes, whatever you want to call that, where Roki, we all said Dodgers, 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 and then he came and he did the tour through a few teams, and then decided on the Dodgers. So we're kind of like, oh, all right. So we just took the long way around to the same end result. I think that I think the Dodgers picked up Max Muncy's $10 million option, not because he's going to be their third baseman next year, but because that's not a lot of money to keep a guy around that's been a great soldier for you for a long time and could potentially play other positions for you or could be a trade piece at that contract value. So I feel like Murakami to the Dodgers feels like it's just a given. And I think the whole league expects that too. I have seen reports that other teams are going to make a run at him and try to get him to consider them, but I feel like they're probably just wasting their time.
Yeah, I am. We're going to talk about him more because he is going to come up on our free agent predictions here. So hang with us. We will talk about it more. But being posted, he's free game now. So here we go. The offseason is underway. So we got other news. Bobby Witt Jr., Fernando Tatis Jr. are your platinum glove winners. Are you surprised, or were these the two you were kind of thinking?
I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. was one of my picks for the Platinum Glove in the AL, so not surprised there. Fernando Tatis Jr., I feel like might be one of the most overrated defenders in baseball. He makes some incredible plays, don't get me wrong. He also does some incredibly stupid stuff that doesn't show up as an error. He throws to the wrong bases, throws behind guys, misses cutoff guys in the middle of the field. Like there's times I just want to shake my head. But he is insanely talented and makes some highlight reel plays. So Bobby Witt, not a surprise. Fernando Tatis probably wasn't my pick. I don't hate it. I just don't view him as a platinum glove kind of guy.
Yep, that's fair. I thought, Bobby Witt obviously is a great choice there, but I thought it was going to be Dylan Dingler. I really
Yeah.
did. They were pumping his tires all year, and rightfully so. Like his block rate is insane. No pass balls on the season. That's pretty remarkable considering the amount of pitches that guy get, and not to mention he's got to catch Scooble. Like that's nasty. Right? I mean, you got to catch him in no pass balls from Scooble. Pretty impressive. So, I mean, and not slouching Bobby Witt Jr., very deserving. Over in the NL, I think it's kind of what you said, Harrison. It's the flashiness of Fernando Tatis that kind of wins this. I mean, he had a week where he robbed like 4 home runs in 4 straight games. It's like, oh, okay. Like, we get it. So I think that's kind of why. Michael says Tatis tries to make all his plays highlight reels, even when it's a can of corn. Yeah. And Mike
It's like
says
banana ball.
Yeah. And Patrick Bailey was robbed.
And
Joseph agrees with me. Dingler deserved it.
Yeah. Well, and we talked about that on the show the other day. Like you could make a case, honestly, where your platinum glove should have gone to both catchers. Patrick Bailey is an absolute monster behind the plate. Dylan Dingler is proving to be a monster behind the plate. They are your kind of new wave of super strong defensive catchers. And again, Bobby Witt Jr., Fernando Tatis, insanely talented. Bobby Witt more steady, Fernando Tatis more flashy. But you've got 2 catchers in the midst of that were absolutely rock solid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, let's get into the big news, and this is what everyone's probably here to talk about. This drop today. Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz are indicted on a host of charges. I haven't even seen what the specific charges are yet, related to rigging bets. So we've been talking about this on and off all year. Ortiz has been arrested. Clase still not in custody from when I read the report. If found guilty on all charges, they could be facing 65 years. That's insane. 5 to 7,000 was all they got per pitch that they threw, quote unquote. What was your initial thoughts when this report came across this afternoon?
This might be the dumbest crime in history is what came to mind for me. I mean, these guys threw away multi-million-dollar careers to make $5 to $7 grand for some pitches. I will never understand what made, Luis Ortiz aside. This is Emmanuel Clase, one of the premier closers in baseball. Makes good money. Was going to make even more money, and he threw it all away for $7,000 per pitch.
Yeah,
I will never understand how somebody looks at it and goes, "Yeah, let's do this. This is an awesome idea, so I can make an extra 50 grand and throw away, 15 million bucks a season." I'll never understand what the hell he was thinking.
I'm with you. I'm like, man, like that money, like what the heck? It's like find it in their couch. But the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm with you, Mike, here. Like they had to have been in this deep with some people, is my guess. Like I don't want to assume, but like I don't feel like this is like a group of buddies going in and placing a bet, and just being like, hey, like I get 7K out of the bets you place. I mean, maybe it was, but this to me just feels much deeper because of their careers, right? And the type of player Clase is to what, $20 million a year closer. I mean, it feels to me like this has got to be deeper than just surface level here.
Yeah. The only explanation is that there's more to it. Because I mean, why would you? Clase was scheduled to earn, 6.4 million next year because it was his final year of arbitration. I mean, you can make $6 million a season or an extra, 30, 35 grand on the side. I don't know. It to me, it makes no sense that these guys would do this unless there's some other pressure to it. Or they just thought, screw it, like, let's just go get a piece of the action, and they can't help themselves. But it just, I'm looking forward to the whole story coming out, and I'd love to actually hear it, because I can't make any sense of why these guys would do it. If they really did do it just for the hell of it, it is the stupidest crime I think that has ever occurred.
Yeah, agree. And the other thing that's sticking out to me that's glaring is the 65 years if found on
Yeah.
all charges. So like this wasn't just a one-time thing, right? This couldn't have been. This was, they said, reports came out later that Class A possibly have been doing this since 2023.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be doing that. I just I don't 65 years. I mean, there's more heinous crimes out there than throwing a pitch in the dirt to earn 65 years that don't get 65. Now, these guys probably are not going to get 65 years, but still, the fact that these charges pile up to a possibility of 65 years means there's a lot there. There has to be a lot there.
Yeah, and these are considered to be pretty, in the grand scheme of fraud and things like that, when you're talking about wire fraud and things like that, like they're talking about with these guys, those are pretty decent crimes. And they get treated accordingly. Now, will these guys get 65 years? No. I mean, they'll probably get like 3 that'll all be like suspended. They'll get to defer their sentence like the Dodgers defer contracts. But I mean, will they serve 65 years? No. Will they probably serve a little bit of time? Sure. But more importantly, like, they have literally just taken their careers, lit them on fire, and thrown them away over a few bucks for throwing some bad pitches. And Mike, your question is, did the FBI know? So the FBI actually contacted MLB and let them know what they knew, which is why MLB then suspended them. This was led out. This is not MLB's own investigation. This was brought to MLB's attention, because they do believe Class A has been doing this for at least 2, if not 3 years. So this is not new to him.
Crazy.
And I was gonna say that this exact same thing next, Mike, was, I feel like Clase and Ortiz are probably just a piece of the puzzle, probably a small one. I think there's a whole lot more, like Nick was alluding to, behind the scenes here, that I think they hope these guys lead them to.
Yeah, and I put out like a half joking, half serious post about all these professional sports allowing DraftKings and BetMGM and FanDuel and all of these into professional sports being major sponsors. Now, I get the other arguments too, where it's like, we promote alcohol and cigarettes, but we tell the players like they can't drink and, be drunk on the bench, right? It's kind of the same thing, but it's not. Like, that gambling is a huge part of the integrity of the game. And you have a guy not in the Hall of Fame, the all-time hits leader, not in the Hall of Fame because of betting. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, he bet it's bad. But oh yeah, we'll take their money. Like we'll let them sponsor. Like for me, that's talking out of both sides of your mouth there. It's very hypocritical in my eyes. I know it's not to some, and that's fine. But for me, that's a bad look for the MLB. And not just because these guys were, low lifes enough to do this and ruin the integrity of the game, but baseball is allowing that to happen. More instances of this is going to happen because betting is so easy to access across the country.
Yeah. Well, and we've said this for what, coming up on over a year now, where, MLB, we had those guys that got suspended and banned coming out of spring training this past year, where, they're betting on games, and we said it then, and we've said it over and over again. Like, as you continue to invite betting closer and closer and closer to the game, you are just opening this door.
Mm-hmm.
And MLB loves the money. I'm sure they love the sponsorships, everything comes with it, but this is gonna keep happening. You have the whole Shohei Ippei thing. You had was it 3 guys in spring training? 1 got banned, 2 guys got suspended. You got
Something
this
like that.
Clase
Yeah.
and Ortiz situation.
That
It's
was
gonna
2
keep
years
happening.
ago because Saul Frank pitched this year. It was 2 years ago.
Oh, that's right, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's right. It was Shohei. There's been way too many betting stories. But yeah,
Yep.
I mean, you've got, as you keep inviting betting closer, this is the stuff that's going to happen. And your post, although kind of tongue in cheek, is true. MLB on one side of the mouth is saying this is bad, don't do it. On the other side, it's like, well, geez, this segment sponsored by FanDuel. Thanks for the money, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
can't have
Class
it
A
both ways.
looks up at the scoreboard and it's like, oh, I have a bet that says I pitch first pitch strike. Well, I'm going to have all my friends go opposite and I'm going to throw the ball in the dirt. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Like, it's like these guys can see the odds. They blast them all over the Jumbotron. It's crazy. Whatever.
Yeah. You just, you can't invite betting. You can't invite betting in and then be surprised when you get stung by it. You just
right.
can't.
And I'm not, for the record, I am not condoning what these guys did. I'm not.
No.
It completely ruins the integrity of the game. Not condoning this at all. But you have opened that door for more of this stuff to happen because you have brought the betting houses into your league. That's where I stand on that. So,
yep. Yeah, you don't put cake on the counter if you're on a diet. You leave it out there long enough, you're going to go for it. Yep. And you've just continued to invite betting closer and closer. Mm-hmm. And if I'm these guys and I'm looking around, it's like, yeah, everybody's making money off me. What the hell? Where's my cut? I don't get any of these royalties. MLB is stacking this cash. Where's my piece of it?
Ouch. Ouch, Michael. Ouch.
Oh, he bet that you can math tonight.
Right, knowing that I can't.
I was trying to spin a positive for you there, man.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. All right. I mean, anything else on this? I mean, it's just, it's kind of hard to talk about in detail because we don't know all the details yet. We know the outer shell of it, but we don't know all the inner workings of why it's tallied up to 65 years if found guilty on all charges. But I mean, it's going to come out here soon. And we did call it. They were going to wait till after the World Series is over and the dust had settled. Then it's all going to come out. And here it is, not even a week later. So, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, it's played out exactly as we expected. Mm-hmm. And I really do hope that there's more that comes out. I think on their role, but also what else is behind this? Because you had that whole NBA betting thing that the FBI just took down. You got this whole baseball thing brewing in the background. What else is going on here? Like, what are the other various pieces attached to this?
Yeah,
because it's probably big. It's not just these guys helping some friends. Like, there's more to it than that.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. All right. We are going to get into our free agent predictions here. So before the rumors even start flying, we're going to make our crazy guesses tonight. So in the chat, you guys are also going to be able to vote on where these guys go. So this is what will happen. We will bring up the first guy. So Kyle Tucker's who we're going to predict first. You guys vote in the chat on where you think Kyle Tucker will go, and we'll go with the majority. So if, the Dodgers have 2 votes, the Cubs have 1, everybody else has 1, we'll go with the Dodgers, for instance. But starting with you, Harrison, where do you think Kyle Tucker ends up?
The Dodgers.
You're going Dodgers?
Going Dodgers. After the Michael Conforto debacle and the really uneven season from their offense, I think they're not going to mess around and they're going to go sign another outfielder. Could you move Tasker to left? Could you move Tucker to left? Somebody will play left. It doesn't matter. But I think Kyle Tucker, his combination of average power, speed, I think that they're all over Tucker. He's their priority.
Okay. Just to be different, because there's some that I don't, I think that we should try to be different on. I'm going to say the Phillies make a run at him. They have a lot of moving pieces. I think him in that lineup would be great. You know, Castellanos, a question mark, moving on from Brandon Marsh, and a couple other things that Philly's trying to do. I'm leaning towards the Phillies here. I'm really with you, Harrison. I really do think it's gonna ultimately be the Dodgers because that's where everyone goes. But I'm gonna lean towards the Phillies because there is a spot for him, and Dave Dombrowski will pay him. So that's where I'm going there. So in the chat, what do you got? We got Flat Cheese says Dodgers. Michael says Dodgers. Mike Reed, this is interesting. He said Giants. Maybe they land their second big free agent in 2 years, possibly.
I think for the Giants, it's going to be pitching, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
Colorado,
they're one bat away.
I mean,
one bat away from what?
The last free agent they got from the Cubs was Chris Bryant, and that worked out well. So
that was a fantastic trade.
Yeah.
Or it's a fantastic contract for that organization because he's played almost as much as Rendon.
Yep. All right. So we're going to go, the viewers are going to go to the Dodgers. That's the most votes I saw there. So Dodgers for Kyle Tucker for the viewers. They
just want to be like me.
Yeah. You know, that's fair. Alex Bregman, Harrison.
I really thought Tigers would be the leader here, but based on what's coming out of Detroit the last couple of days, it sounds like they may be throwing their offseason plans a little bit to the wind and trying to prioritize Skubal, in which case, if they sign Skubal, there won't be any budget left for Bregman. So I think Bregman just doesn't fit in Detroit anymore. So I'm actually going to take your Tucker pick and say I think Bregman goes to the Phillies and they move on from Bohm.
All right. I don't know what I got here, bud. I'm lost on Alex Bregman right here. I don't really know because I'm with you. Like if they're prioritizing Skubal to get an extension, I know they're far apart, but it's still early. I do like that Phillies pick. I did like the Tigers pick because they were in on him last year. I think he did like it here in Boston. Just being hurt really hurt him. But I think he is an Adrian Beltre. I think he's one and done.
Yep.
I just don't know where
it just feels that way.
Yeah, I just don't know where he fits. Other than Detroit or the Phillies.
I feel like it's Detroit, the Phillies, and Boston. It's those three.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Red Sox are going to give him the length of contract that he wants because they just don't sign long contracts anymore. I don't know if the Tigers still have the budget to do it, and I feel like by default I'm picking the Phillies. But I think he fits better in Detroit and Boston than he does necessarily in Philadelphia. But Philadelphia is probably going to undergo a pretty massive lineup overhaul. So I think all bets are off. Dombrowski's going to go crazy.
Yeah. I think just for the sake of being different, I'll go Tigers here.
Perfect.
But again, ultimately, I think it's Phillies, like you said. What do we got in the chat here? We have Yankees. I mean, they've kind of been searching for a third baseman. Wouldn't surprise me there. Ryan says Phillies here. Bregman to Detroit. And Mike Reed says Red Sox. And Flat Cheese says back to the Astros.
I love the fact that trash bangers, we all know what that means.
Yep. So, I mean, we need someone to break a tie here. We're all at one.
Yeah. So we got like 7 teams stuck at one vote.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm completely lost on Bregman here. I just don't know. So, well, Flat Cheese was the first one to put it back in. So I guess viewers go Astros. We'll go with that.
Joseph Hills needs to raise the prices of his hot and ready pizzas so we can afford a team. Those hot ready pizzas were $5. Now they're like $8. You know, what's next? You gonna make them $9? At some point, people are gonna be like, I'm done with Little Caesars.
Yeah, right.
Because that is terrible pizza.
Yeah. So, oh, John Temple says back to the Cubs. So still didn't break the tie. So that's great there.
We got like 7 teams with a vote.
Yeah. So, all right. So we just put down Astros for them. Maybe that goes back to the Astros. Let's move on to Kyle Schwarber.
Not a bad pick.
That's not a bad pick. Kyle Schwarber.
Man, Schwarber's a tough one because I don't think he's the solution to the Phillies' problems, but I do think that they like him. I do think that the fans like him. I don't love him back to the Phillies. I feel like that's where he probably belongs, but I am going to branch out on Schwarber. I'm gonna go. The other teams, I think I don't like the fit for either. Yeah, this one's tough. I don't think this is as big a market for him as it seems like there's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take him back to the Phillies.
Okay.
I think he'd be good in other markets. I don't know there's that big a market for him.
Yeah.
He's a one-dimensional guy and he does it well.
I think for me, he makes sense going back to where it started, going back to Chicago for the Cubs. Now, the reason I think that is they have been missing a true thumper. Now, Michael Busch had a great second half of the season. He provided a lot of pop, but they don't have a guy that can regularly hit the ball out of the ballpark. Now, Seiya Suzuki looked like he was going to be that guy the first half of the season. He kind of fizzled out after the All-Star break. I thought he was an All-Star snub as well.
The whole offense did.
Yeah, I mean, fair. I have heard report about the Reds being involved, but I am ultimately going with the Cubs here. I think they need a thumper, and I think he could provide that for him. Now, the only worries I have is will the Cubs fork over the money for him? I don't know. Not really sure.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be cheaper than Tucker. You got, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, it's fair. All right, in the chat, we got Cubs or Jays or Giants. We need one vote, John. So we got Reds here, we got the Blue Jays, and we got 2 Phillies. So it looks like the Phillies are gonna win. We got 2 Reds, or is it the same one? Yeah, we have 1 red. So looks like the chat is going with you, Harrison, for the Phillies. So Phillies are taking Schwarber back. All right, Bo Bichette. I'm going to take this one. I'll go first this time so I don't have to take the second choice here and completely ruin my offseason predictions. I'm taking Bo Bichette back to the Blue Jays. I think he is their priority. Bo said he would take a hometown discount to stay with Vladdy, and why the hell wouldn't you? The Jays are the premier team of the AL. They proved it this year. They were 6 times they were close to winning this World Series. They will get back. I think they have the easiest road for them to get back, other than the Dodgers, like we've talked about before. The NL is kind of a gauntlet for the Dodgers to get back, even though I think they still will. I think the Blue Jays have an easier path. And with Bo Bichette there, I think the Blue Jays can get back there. So I am taking Bo Bichette back to the Blue Jays.
I mean, I feel like that to me is where he wants to be. They want him there. I feel like he has to go back to the Blue Jays. But I'll throw to be different. I'll throw a wrinkle out there that maybe somebody's seen, maybe not. But I'm going to take Bo Bichette to the Yankees, and he's going to play second base.
He's going to play second, huh?
He may play short if Volpe cannot figure it out, but I'll take him to the Yankees. I think that Michael, I really was leaning towards Atlanta, but he's such a bad shortstop that I just don't think they're going to want him unless you really do move Albies and then you could put him at second. But I think the Braves would be a good fit for him. I just don't know if they've got a spot that fits him best because he is just not a good shortstop anymore.
Yeah, and injuries play a part in that. But yeah, I've seen the Braves have definitely been rumored, um, and up there, like heavily rumored with him.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately he stays with the Jays. Um, so we have a couple of votes. Ryan says the Jays. Mike Reed says the Jays. Flat Cheese says the Pirates. Yeah, that ain't happening. In Atlanta. And Michael, this is a good point. Have you seen our shortstops?
Yeah, I mean, Hassan Kim, if he stays around, could be a really good option.
Yeah. So chat is going with me on this one. They are saying Blue Jays is the ticket there. Here's an interesting one for you, Harrison. Cody Bellinger.
I feel like this is a cop out, but I feel like Bellinger goes back to New York. I don't think there's a big market for him. He's got some good defensive versatility. You know, his batting average at Yankee Stadium was really good on the road. He was not nearly as good. I think New York fits him. I think he fits in that lineup because he can move around. I feel like he just goes back to the Yankees on a different contract.
Okay, that's fair. John Temple, you took that because this is the type of contract that the New York Mets will sign for sure. I'm leaning that way. I have also thought about him reconnecting with the Dodgers because anything is better than Michael Conforto last year. And you put Belly back in that lineup, that could be even more dangerous. So I'm kind of going back and forth between a couple here. I man, I think ultimately I'm gonna say he goes to the Dodgers. He's gonna go chase another ring. He's gonna fill that outfield spot. But I'm kind of with the chat here with the Mets, but I'm gonna go Dodgers here just because that's the safe bet if you don't know where they're gonna go. So,
yep. Yeah, I mean, I think earlier in the show, I think was it somebody mentioned the fact they're just going to pick Dodgers for everybody, so they're right more often than not, and that's not a bad approach.
Yep. Nope. Yeah, Joseph said it. All right. So I think the chat is Mets heavy, if I'm reading that right. So yeah, Ryan Taylor. Where does Belly want to go next to be overrated? The Mets. So yeah, Mets. We do have some Yankees guesses in there. We have 3 Yankees guesses in there. So the chat has voted Yankees. All right. Dylan Cease.
Cease
I don't have a clue.
He's a tough one for me because a guy that's super durable, but he's like good one year, bad the next. A guy that I think he's a challenge for a lot of teams. I've heard people talk about the Red Sox, heard people talk about Phillies. But I think Dylan Cease is a guy who's going to kind of fly under the radar. He's going to end up getting picked up somewhere as a 1 or a 2 that we're kind of like, oh, maybe. So because of that, I'm going to take the Orioles. I'm going to say Dylan Cease goes and he becomes the new Corbin Burns and he's the ace of the Orioles.
I don't hate that pick. I really don't. That's pretty awesome. Because they need pitching badly.
Badly. And I think you can get Cease for cheaper than some of these other guys.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go against the grain here, maybe a little bit. And because of his durability, and this team needs durability bad, it's the Atlanta Braves. I think the Braves are gonna sign him because they haven't been able to count on Strider. Chris Sale had that Triple Crown year, then he was hurt. If you can get somebody with durability that you know is going to go out and give you 30 starts a year, you're going to sign him. Now, on the flip side, the AL team of that is the Texas Rangers, right?
Yeah, also true.
Could also see them there. So I'm ultimately going to lean towards the Braves. But I didn't hate this Giants pick back here either. I think the Giants are always sneaky when it comes to free agency. They could jump in here too, but I'm going to Brave. We can't keep starters alive.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So facts, but I can see Dylan Cease in a Braves uniform for sure. So I think I'm going to go there. Joseph says Houston. John Temple says maybe the Reds. I mean, the Reds possibility. They're close. Do they make some moves this offseason to get them a little bit further in the playoffs instead of just scrimmaging the Dodgers first round?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll see the Reds make some moves. I think it's going to be more on the offensive side than pitching because they've got so many young arms. They're still trying to sort out. But I mean, I think Dylan Cease would be kind of a low risk guy for them because he doesn't miss much time. But he's also a pretty big financial commitment for the Reds, who, although they can pull it off, are not necessarily looking to spend a boatload of money.
Yeah.
But I think Dylan Cease is a safe bet. I think the Giants are going to be deep into Dylan Cease in that conversation. I just don't think they get him. I think there's other pitchers that probably are more likely to fall to them.
Yeah. We got Brian says the Padres. John Temple says the Padres. Dakota likes your pick of the Orioles. We got 2 Tigers here, Flat Cheese and Mike Reed after they trade Skubal. So Tigers could use him to fill that gap. Houston, Arizona, don't sleep on Cincinnati next year. So looks like viewers are going Reds. Would you agree with that? It's Reds or Tigers. So viewers, you put your vote in now between the Reds and the Tigers. Where's he going?
Yeah, I think it's tied.
Yeah. So between the Reds or the Tigers, where's Dylan Cease going? He's
got a couple Padres, a couple Tigers, a couple Reds.
Yeah, I mean he is a weird one. I just don't know what the market is going to be for him. So
yeah, I would have said him to the Tigers if Flaherty had opted out, but where Flaherty's sticking around, and if you're going to prioritize Skubal, I think your pitching staff is mostly set for next year.
Okay. All right, so we got Reds in the chat. So, and I don't hate that pick. That's a great one. All right.
Yeah, I think it's Reds. It's Reds heavy right now.
Yep. Okay. Good. All right. I'm going. Nice. Even my sister's chiming in here, so she says Reds too. So she's with the chat. Love it. All right. So
well, good. You picked a team other than yours, so clearly she knows what's going on.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. All right, Pete Alonso, I'm taking this one, and this is more wishful thinking, but I think if the Red Sox are going to spend big money, it is going to be finally on a right-handed power bat that the Red Sox desperately need. We don't need any more left-handed sluggers. For the love of God, do not put another lefty in that lineup. We don't need it. We have Meyer coming up. Anthony's lefty. Yoshida's lefty. I mean, everybody and their brother are left-handed on the Red Sox, and on a field that is favored for right-handed hitting. I can't. It frustrates the heck out of me. Pete Alonso will destroy. He might knock over the Green Monster if he spends a full season there. So I think the Red Sox go in heavy on Pete Alonso, especially if they miss out on this Tarek Skubal trade and sign, which, you know, there's rumors flying around that the Red Sox are heavy in on that, and they have the package to give the Tigers. That would be ridiculous with Skubal and Crochet 1-2. I don't even know who I would start on opening day, but yeah, it's a good problem to have. Maybe both. But I'm going Red Sox here to finally get that right-handed slugger back in Fenway.
Yeah, I feel like there's three teams in this race for Alonso because I don't think the market for him is very big. I think it's the Mets, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. I think those are really the only three teams that have a real shot of signing him. I think the Yankees are gonna prioritize other things and probably get to him too late, and he won't fit there. I think the Red Sox are not going to give him the years that he wants because they keep proving they don't want to sign long-term contracts. And I think ultimately Pete's going to have to go back to New York and say, I'm home. What's that team-friendly deal you said you'd give me? Because Cohen came out the other day and basically said, like, we're moving on from Pete. We'd love to have him back on a deal that works for us, but we're prioritizing other things. I think Pete feels like he's prioritizing other things, but I think in the end they're both going to come back together and realize that Mets fans love him. The front office, as much as they question his future, they still love him. He still wants to be there. I think he ends up back with the Mets because it's where he wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I mean, like I joked about last show, like he opted out with 2 outs in the 9th inning. I mean, the game they hadn't even had the tarp on the field. They didn't even have it completely raked, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm opting out." I mean, to me, I think their season ended so poorly that he's like, "I'm never going to win here." Even with Juan Soto, I don't think he wants to be there anymore. Now, like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading it completely wrong, but from the outside looking in, it just looked like he was done. He's like, I can't. I want to win. I'm never going to win here. But for all the reasons you said, I can see him definitely going back. But I think if he has a chance to change his scenery, he's going to do it. Now that chance might not be there like it was last season. I don't know, but he still proves that he's a monster at the dish. So,
yep.
I think he ends up going somewhere else. But
yeah,
Yankees should spite the Mets and sign Pete Alonso. If Pete ends up in Boston, am I drawing him too, Richard? That's awesome. Yeah. So again, Richard, thank you so much, dude. It looks so good, man. I absolutely love it. So really appreciate it. You did an incredible job. So great piece to add.
I think in the end, Pete wants to be a Met. And he's always wanted to be a Met. He just wants to be treated fairly. I think he opted out early to make a point to ownership. I think he's going to go out and make his visits, have his conversations. I think he's going to be underwhelmed by the offers that he gets. And then he goes back to the Mets and goes, okay, like, what do you got? Because if I'm going to be underwhelmed, I'd rather do it somewhere that I know I want to be. Yeah. But at the same time, I could see him absolutely just saying, I'm not going to give you guys any more discounts or do you any more favors. I'm going to get what's mine and go somewhere else. I just don't know how big a market there is for a guy who, I mean, yes, this past year he cut his strikeout rate down. He had his best ever season in terms of hard hit percentage and barrel rate. He had one of his probably arguably best seasons of his career in terms of well-rounded. But I don't know that a guy at that still can't hit the hard fastball, that still has the holes in his game that he has, is going to go out there and get wowed by the offers.
Yeah. Now there is a sleeper team in here, and it's my second team. I think the Arizona Diamondbacks, if they lose out on Suarez and Naylor, because all reports are saying they kind of want those two back, if they miss out on those guys, could Alonso be a good fit for the Diamondbacks?
I mean, yeah, he absolutely could be. I think the Diamondbacks are going to be looking to make some moves and rebuild that offense. They dealt away Geno, they dealt away Naylor. The corners are they've got big holes in the corners. The pitching staff right now has been kind of dissolved too. They've got to figure out what they're going to do there. Yeah, they got some work to do, but they also got some money to spend.
Yep. All right, so we get to the viewers' picks. Where is the polar bear going? We have Houston, short porch in the Crawford boxes. Now you have Christian Walker there, so would he just DH? But then you got Yordan Alvarez. I think it's a roster issue there. I don't think he quite fits in Houston. I mean, he would wear out the Crawford boxes for sure. I'm sure you can find a spot for Pete Alonso. But Michael says the Braves. John Temple.
John's got
Yeah,
Mets and Tigers.
yeah. I don't know, chat. Where do you think he ultimately goes? Here you go. Drop it in right now. Where does Pete Alonso go in free agency?
John Temple, polar bears don't live in the desert. I mean,
Yeah, and that's fair.
you're not wrong.
Yeah. So Brian's thinking Boston. Joseph's got the Red Sox. All right. I like those picks, fellas. Keep them coming.
Yeah, I think we're kind of like, I think we're tied up between the Mets and the Red Sox right now.
Yeah. So what do we got? North Pole for a polar bear? Oh, yeah. Bring him to Boston. It's colder up here. Maybe. So the Yankees. All right. I'm gonna call it here and go. The viewers are going with the Red Sox here. And we'll go with that. All right. Munetaka Murakami. Where's he going, Harrison?
I mean, he's an interesting one because he is defensively horrible, like horrible. He's a strikeout machine, like a la Joey Gallo, but he's literally rated an 80 power on the scouting reports on a scale that goes to 80. So his scouting report is literally 80 power, off the charts power, so contact, atrocious defense, atrocious base running, atrocious strikeout rate. He's an interesting cat. I've seen all kinds of comments about, the Mariners are going to look at him. I've seen the Red Sox are going to look at him. I highly doubt that. I feel like we all just assume he's going to go to the Dodgers because that's where every player from Japan goes right now. Maybe he doesn't want to live in their shadow. I don't know. But I'm going to say Dodgers because it seems like why would he go anywhere else?
Yeah.
But I don't think I think that the hype of Murakami is going to be far greater than the actual production of Murakami. I think he ends up being a Joey Gallo type player.
Mm-hmm.
He'll run into a few, he's going to strike out a ton, and you're going to have to find a way to hide him on the field.
That's fair. Going back to Pete Alonso real quick, Vartino says, I respect your opinion regarding Pete Alonso. As a Mets fan, what he loves as much as money is fan adulation. So we love him. He knows it. Steve Cohen will bring him back. And that's exactly what Harrison said.
Yeah.
And that's why he chose the Mets there. So, I mean, it's a great point.
It's like a dysfunctional relationship between those two. Like they love each other and hate each other. But at the end of the day, like they can't exist without each other.
Yeah. Oh God, is this stat true? 95 against anything 93 plus.
He can't hit anything hard. I think this guy is going to end up being a significantly lesser player than the hype would say.
All right. Since you said
metrics aren't great.
Well, since you said that makes my pick a lot easier. He's going to the Red Sox.
To just hit pop-ups in Fenway Park.
Oh, yeah. I mean, now listen, like it was different with Yoshida. We saw him in the WBC and we're like, dude, this guy is a great contact hitter, can run into some, and he still does. Like Yoshida still has some stretches where he's ridiculous. I mean, that whole series in Toronto going down the stretch, they couldn't get him out. He still has stretches like that. We just wish that was the Yoshida that was advertised that we got and we didn't. So that tells me, and I think Yoshida possibly could be a draw, right? You bring in another Japanese player. They tend to pair up a little bit, right? I mean, you got the Dodgers, you had the Cubs had the little pocket with Imanaga and Suzuki. Maybe somebody comes over and plays with Yoshida. I don't know. So I'm just going to go with the Red Sox just to kind of be funny, but also wouldn't surprise me because he fits Fenway Park as a left-handed hitter. So, that's what the Red Sox do. We load up on lefties in a right-handed friendly ballpark. So
if the Red Sox do sign Murakami and pass on guys like Alonso for him, Breslow won't survive it.
No.
It'll be the end of Breslow in Boston.
Yeah. So that's more of like a kind of joking pick. I don't really think he goes there. I think ultimately he's Dodgers. And I think Seattle is a close second. He had said that he wanted to play on the West Coast for a contender. Seattle has the history with Ichiro. Maybe he wants to go in there. I mean, I could see Seattle for sure. So I think I'm gonna change my pick realistically to the Mariners, just to be different from the Dodgers and being a West Coast contender. I'm gonna go with the Mariners.
So my dark horse pick in all this, with new manager Kurt Suzuki, is the Angels. I could see him. I could see him. I could see the Angels saying, look, let's hitch our wagons to this guy.
Ohtani started here.
I think. Yeah, Ohtani started here. I think Kurt Suzuki could be a draw. There's another Japanese player today, one of the pitchers, I can't remember which one it was, who basically said, I want to go to the Angels, make it happen. I think that there's something with Suzuki in Anaheim that's going to change things a little bit. So that's kind of my dark horse pick.
Okay. I don't hate that either, but yeah, John's with you. Angels is a good one. That's a great spot. So chat is going with, Dodgers. We got.
All right. Give me the Angels. Give chat the Dodgers.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Let's go crazy here. I mean, let's be honest. Like if we get half of these combined right, we're doing all right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think like we got, what was it? Between the two of us last year, we got, I think, 13 out of the 30. Like we did pretty well, but
yeah, we got about half,
yeah.
if I remember correctly.
All right. Michael King. I'm going to be completely homer here. I think the Red Sox make a run at Michael King here, but ultimately I think he might end up as a Yankee. He goes back to where it all started. But for me, I think the Red Sox need another dependable starter that can get guys out. Michael King is that, because Giolito's out, right? And he's out.
Well, I mean, he said apparently today he had said that he'd like to return to Boston, would be open to it, but he's obviously going to explore all of his options.
Yeah, I think Giolito's done. So I think the Red Sox need to fill that in, get another veteran in there to help those young kids, with Tolley and Early, and that solidifies that rotation if the Red Sox pick up Michael King here. So that's my guess.
I think that Michael King to the Red Sox is a good choice. The Red Sox were certainly a team that was on my list for him. There's part of me that really thinks the Padres will try to keep him because I don't want everybody to leave at the same time. But I'm actually going to go a totally different direction with Michael King, and I'm going to say he goes to the Astros to backfill Framber, who's going to move on.
It's a great choice. I like that.
I think his stuff in Houston, where he does get a lot of weak contact and ground balls, kind of plays like Framber stuff did.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take him there.
Okay, I like that. So we got Mets because they always overpay for overrated pitchers. Fair. John's thinking anyone in the AL East as well. Anyone but the Rays. Michael with the Braves. Mike Reed with the O's.
O's are a good pick. I think he's the guy to look at.
Okay.
The problem with King is that there's a long track record of injuries. And I think those teams like the Mets and the O's that have been bitten by that, I think are going to be a little hesitant to bring on yet another guy who's a risk.
Yeah. All right. So chat, give me one team, drop it now, where you think.
What did I say, John? I got to watch my mouth. What did I say?
Yeah. So yeah, drop your team that you think he's ultimately going. If you have not already, we got a lot of teams all over the place, which this is a hard one to kind of pick because he could land literally anywhere. Yeah, please, Yankees, don't sign Verlander or Scherzer. We'll get to Verlander in a minute.
They love those guys. Come on.
They do. Yeah, Dodgers, they're gonna add arms. Wouldn't surprise me if he ends up there. All right. Well, Astros,
trash,
Braves. Yeah. So we'll come back to him, I guess, for the viewers because I don't have a distinct answer for you guys. So this one, Harrison, is a doozy. Ranger Suarez. For me, I think he's the best pitcher on the free agent market. Where does Ranger Suarez go?
Giants. I think that's the guy the Giants are going to target. And I think the playoff track record has a lot to do with it.
I mean, I don't hate that pick. Um,
I'd love to see him in Boston. I really would, Tommy. I'd love to see him in Boston.
yeah.
But I don't think the Red Sox can cough up enough.
No, I think the only chance the Red Sox have is a trade with what they got in the farm system.
Yeah.
I think. See, you just kind of talked me off this, Tommy, because I was leaning towards the Phillies because the Zach Wheeler stuff, it kind of concerning. So I just, and this was my thought, Mike Reed, was the Phillies won't let him walk. I think
him.
I think I still am going to go with the Phillies because for me, the Phillies are always so close because of their pitching. And if they start tearing that down, they're not going to have a shot to return to the playoffs or even have a shot at the World Series. So I think for me, I think Ranger Suarez does ultimately end up back in Philly and they'll pay him because, again, you have a GM that will fork over the cash. I think the Phillies have to maintain that pitching staff as best as possible with the question mark of Wheeler being healthy. So that's where I'm going there. I think the chat is kind of with me. Michael says Phillies. John Temple says Rangers, possibly. We got Padres. We got the Giants. So he agrees with you, Harrison. Phillies won't let them rock. We got Padres again. Man. So viewers pick. It's either the Phillies or the Padres.
We're deadlocked at 2. You've already got Phillies. So let's go Padres.
All right. So Padres for the viewers. And I don't hate that pick either. However, are they going to sign the big free agent deal? I don't know. I don't know what their cash situation is out there.
Yeah, I think it's better than it was, but I think that, I mean, honestly, you're losing Cease and King. Darvish is out for the year. I mean, you got no pitching left. You need to go sign somebody. I mean, I know there's been talk they'll convert Mason Miller to a starter. I'll believe it when I see it because you just lost Suarez at the back end of your bullpen. I feel like the Padres pitching has kind of imploded the last week.
Yeah, to the dumpster fire it is. Tommy, this is good to have some Phillies insider info right here. So the general consensus in Philly is that the Phillies are not going to re-sign him, not because they don't want to, but because he'll get more money if he goes somewhere else, and that's a fair point. So
probably true. Probably true.
All right, Harrison, Edwin Diaz.
Blue Jays.
Hmm.
I think being unable to hold a lead in the World Series is going to haunt them. And I think as good as Hoffman was for them, I think they're realizing that he's an eighth inning guy. You need the back end guy, and you can't live without it.
I love that pick. That is a fantastic pick. For me, I just had a team in mind and it completely slipped out. Your point was just your point was just so good that it just blew me away, and I can't remember what I was going to say. What the heck?
Sense. I've been known to do that.
I'm going with the Guardians. They got
all right.
They got a closer issue there. If you haven't heard, he's going to be behind bars. So
last time I heard, Class A is a lockdown closer, Nick. Oh no, sorry, he's a locked down closer. Never mind.
Locked up closer, you mean? Yeah. Well, not yet. He's still at large. So, yeah. I mean, this is a great pick, Joseph. Dodgers didn't their bullpen blow it this year? Yeah. I mean, he could go out there. The Reds, could he go fill in where his brother used to close, Alexis Diaz? So, I mean, possibly.
That'd be cool.
That would be kind of cool. I can see the Reds, and that was the team I was originally thinking of, but then the Guardians popped in my head. So I'm gonna stick with. Jury is out on that one.
You guys.
Love it. Tigers also isn't a bad pick. I mean, you add him to
No.
Will Vest back there in that ballpark. I think that could be good. I mean, dang. So let's see. We got, speaking of the jury, we got Dodgers, we got Tigers, we got Reds, I mean, Colorado, and we got Dodgers. So it looks like, yeah, we got 3 Dodgers in the chat. So it looks like Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers for the viewers. And again, wouldn't surprise me. So here we go. All right, this one, I know Alex Bregman was the hardest one for me, but this one to me, I think is the hardest just because of Framber Valdez's actions earlier this year when he drilled his catcher in the chest. Everybody stopped talking about him. Like nobody wanted this guy. It just seemed like all talks of this guy just went cold after he crossed up his catcher on purpose. So I'm lost on Framber Valdez. Maybe the Giants, that maybe like just completely get out of there somewhere. I don't know. I'm going with Giants for lack of, I haven't heard a peep on where this guy could go.
Yeah, for me, I think Jesus, John.
He's killing it
Good thing
tonight.
you guys are funny.
Oh,
yeah, it's a
man.
good thing you guys are funny, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel the same way about you for Framber. I feel like he is kind of he's a tough guy, but I feel like because of what happened in Houston, he's gonna have a lot of teams that shy away. Because of that, he won't get as many offers. That his price might actually not be as high as we think. And because of that, I think you're looking at the new ace of the New Mets. I think Steve Cohen will pay the price, and he will be. And they're gonna love his ground ball tendencies because they give up a lot of long balls. I think he's everything the Mets don't have: durability, quality starts, ground balls, and he's got an edge, which I think the Steve Cohen likes.
The Dominican League.
The Dominican League.
Yeah, this is a great point too, Brian. He's a ground ball guy, and the Cubs have the best defensive infield. I mean, I don't hate the Cubs pick at all. Orioles would be interesting. Orioles are going to be looking for a stud ace for sure. Will an ace decide to go there? I don't know. There's not too many to be had out there. But it looks like the chat is saying Padres. And honestly, this might be rude for me to say, but he fits in with that culture.
Yes, another high maintenance diva.
So chat went with Padres, but everybody else made great points about, the Cubs. I can see him on other teams doing well. And this might be the comment of the night. This is absolutely incredible, John. So, yeah. Jays, I can't even say that because I don't have the Canadian accent, but yeah. A?
Dude,
Hole.
you grew up a few hours south of Canada and you can't cough up the accent?
I don't,
man.
Yeah, I don't have the true Mainer accent. Like my cousin's disappointed that I don't have the true Mainer accent, but
it's fair.
So, all right. Gino Suarez. I'm going to take this one. I think there was a wink, wink, nudge, nudge deal before he got traded at the deadline because he literally said right before the trade deadline, I don't want to be moved. So I think the Diamondbacks front office was like, hey, bud, just go here for a few months. We'll re-sign you in the offseason. He loves it in Arizona. Arizona loves him. I think Suarez ultimately goes back to the Diamondbacks. They need a third baseman. Defensively, he was incredible over there. So I am sticking him back with my Serpientes at third base for Gino Suarez.
I don't hate that pick. I really don't. I think that I think he liked it there. He made it very clear he did not want to leave. and I love the conspiracy theory of having a side deal cut. So I'm in on that. Um,
You know, you can pick the same as me. Like we have done
no, we
that
can't.
before. So
Can't do
we've
it.
done it
Can't do it.
before. Come on.
I actually think there's two other teams to me that come to mind that I think might be better fits. Um, I think the Reds. I really like the Reds. I also really like the Cubs. He's going to be a much cheaper version of a much. I should say he's a much cheaper power bat to help you offset some of the loss of Tucker. Plays an incredible third base. You've got some young guys you can flex around. So I kind of like him, and the Cubs fans would love him. They'd love to see a
Yeah.
guy just abuse his baseballs there. I also think the Reds would be a good spot because they need a power bat. He's not going to be as expensive as the other guys. It's not going to be a long-term deal because he's already 35. So this one is to me is a challenge because I like him in both places. I'm gonna go Reds. Just I think for the hell of it, the Reds.
Love it.
It's an interesting. I think it's an interesting spot for him, and he would be a really immediate veteran presence they need.
Yeah. The chat was pretty unanimous on the D-backs, I think. And
Oh,
Brian, this is a good point. He's a Gold Glove third baseman. You're not going to replace
Yep.
Shaw, but you have the DH spot to hide Gino. He can play first base if you need to. I think they have some flexibility where you can move some guys in there, but I think it is Arizona for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you guys. So, all right. Josh Naylor.
I'm gonna cop out and say he goes back to Seattle. I think it went so well in the time he was there. He seemed so comfortable. He fit in so well. I think he just goes back.
Fair. I don't know where this guy's fit is right now. He's such a good team guy. He's great offensively. I think he fits well. It makes him hard because he's such a good team guy. He kind of can fit in anywhere. And there's not a lot of teams that have a solid first baseman. You know, I mean, the Red Sox have a revolving door at first base, have for years. We talked about that last episode. But again, it's another left-handed bat, so I don't really want to see Josh Naylor. I love the dude, but just doesn't quite fit with what we got there. Yeah, I mean, the Mariners and the Diamondbacks seem to be really the only places. I don't know if he would go back to the Guardians. Rangers, maybe.
That would not be a bad place. I mean, he also wouldn't be a bad choice for the Red Sox either if you can't get somebody else. I mean, I know that he doesn't help you in terms of the right-handed power bat, but he's a guy that uses the whole field.
Yeah. I'm going to go with my dark horse here, and I have nothing to stand on other than just a gut feeling. If he doesn't re-sign with the Mariners, I think he'll go somewhere else, and I think he'll go to the Rangers. But if I had to prioritize it, I would probably go Mariners, D-backs, and then somewhere else random that we didn't even think of.
It's that happens every year. There's the few guys that sign and we're like, really? That was even an option?
Yeah. So Mike says Seattle GM sounded like he already knows he's not going to get the money to stay in there. Dang. John says better get him back when we traded our first baseman of the future for him.
I was just going to say, I feel like Seattle's in a spot where if he does walk, they're going to look like fools because they really traded the future of that position away in that deal, and they got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. So we got in the chat, we have Cleveland. We got the Reds. That's a sleeper team. Didn't really think about them. Reds. Seattle. So
also D-backs. So we got
two Clevelands. So does he go back to the Guardians?
Let's go. Let's go, Guardians.
Does he finish his tour and go back to the Guardians? I mean, I could see it. Reunite with his brother. Why not? All right. On to the 34 home run season out of Trent Grisham. I think it was 34. It was 30 something. Where does Trent Grisham go? I don't have the slightest clue on this one. Lost.
And this season makes no sense.
No.
It makes no sense at all. All the dude did all season was just like drop and drive and lift fly balls to right field at Yankee Stadium, which plays great because like every one of his home runs was like in the third row. Like he wasn't hitting bombs; he was just hitting fly balls.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he re-signs with the Yankees. I think he made a good impression on them. He plays a decent outfield. I think he returns to the Yankees. So I'm gonna steal that one from you if that's where you were gonna go with it, but I'm taking it.
No, I mean, I think there's three teams. I think it's the Yankees, the Mets, and the Angels. Because if the Angels move on from Joe Adele, they're gonna be looking for some cheap fillers. I think the Mets need an outfielder. I think Grisham can play all over the place. I'll go Mets. I'll take the other side of New York.
Okay. I mean, don't hate that.
I think the Yankees make the most sense for him because he basically built his swing around this season being in New York. So
yeah.
But
yeah, Mike thinks he takes the qualifying offer for $22 million. I mean,
he'd be insane not to. He won't get $22 million anywhere else.
No. Here's a dark horse pick for you, Harrison. Would you like him in your Royals team?
Nope. No, thank you.
Yankees gonna have him. So yeah,
because I don't believe that season he just had. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
But I thought this was immaculate grid. No, no, we're not quite that good. We're just making free agent predictions here, and way too early because we haven't heard any rumors. But this is the time of year we always do it. We always try to do it before the rumors really start flying, just to make it a little bit more fun. But this next one is another guy I don't have the slightest clue on how to rate him, where to put him, where he fits, and that's Luis Arraez. Where does Luis Arraez end up? He's such a like his OBP is not great. His contact is off the charts, but he doesn't strike out, but he doesn't walk. So like he's such a weird player to assess on a free agent market. And like what team wants a guy that grounds out 8 out of 10 times? You know, because he didn't have a great average season this year, I don't think. Like, he didn't have a Luis Arraez year.
Yeah, so his average was 292. His OBP was only 327.
Okay. So
both
it was higher than I thought.
Lows.
But
yeah,
still,
both
292 is still higher than I thought.
Yeah, he slugged 392. Like, he's just a singles hitter. Like, it's hard because, like, no power, low on base. He can't play defense to save his life. He has no arm. I don't know what you do with the guy. I'm going to throw a flyer out there. The team that struck out the most in baseball last year was the Angels. They just had guys with strikeout machines everywhere. I think the Angels pick him up for not a lot of money and slot him in wherever they've got a hole and call it good.
All right. We got a friendly fight in the chat. Mike Reed says the Tigers, and Joseph, a huge Tigers fan, goes, Mike, you quiet your mouth. So Tigers fans don't want him, but that's funny. That's awesome. So Harrison, you're going Angels?
I'll go Angels. I feel like he likes it out on the West Coast. I feel like a team with the least amount of contact might be allured by him. He might be the only multiple batting title winner that nobody wants.
Yeah. He's such a weird player.
I don't know what you do with him.
Yeah. I do like that Angels pick. That's a great point. And I think he could bring a little bit of his knowledge at the plate to those young hitters to be like, hey, just put the ball in play. And your power will come through because the Angels have some power in that lineup.
They do.
You add Luis Arraez contact, and maybe he can coach those kids to get better contact at the plate. That could be a great fit. I don't hate that at all.
Well, and Suzuki's the kind of guy who's going to preach contact too, because that was his game.
Richard, he plays for a new team every year. Let's go with Colorado. I mean, this honestly, like, it's kind of like half joking, half not, but like, I could see that happening. I could see Luis Ariz kind of going to Colorado on a short-term deal because there's nothing else out there because nobody wants him. A Miami return also, that's kind of like the same kind of thing. Yeah, man, I don't know where to go with him. What's a team I haven't picked yet? Let's go with the Nationals. I'm gonna go Nationals here. Why not?
I don't hate it.
I got nothing else to go on there. I just don't know where to put him. I really don't. So
he's like one of the least desirable high contact guys you'll ever see.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Actually, I think I'm actually gonna go with Richard here. I think I am gonna pick the Rockies because who did they just?
That would be such a Paul DePodesta move.
That's exactly why I went there.
Although not really, because analytically he's a disaster.
He's a disaster. That's
the sabermetric people don't like him.
Okay, you're making me change my mind here too much. But if he goes to the Nationals, I'm going to be mad. But
if he goes to the Nationals, Nick, I'll give it to you.
All right, perfect.
You can pick two. I mean, honestly, this guy could sign anywhere, and I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah,
I have no idea where he goes.
No clue.
Not a clue.
All right. We got another closer coming, Harrison. Where does Robert Suarez end up?
I think he ends up with the Mets to replace Diaz.
Okay.
Or the Dodgers.
Yep. I'm going Yankees. I don't think, I mean, they got a whole bunch of closers at the deadline. It wasn't exactly what they were hoping for. They didn't really pan out. So I think Yankees make a run at him. I wouldn't mind if my Sox took a run at him and have him and Chapman 8th and 9th. Jeez, with Whitlock in the 7th would be pretty ridiculous. I do like your Mets pick for sure. Jays is also another good option, but Harrison picked the closer earlier for the Jays, so I think he could be a fallback guy for the Jays. I'm with you there, Mike. Joseph says the Mets. So, yeah, any other potential fits? I mean,
and just for the record, I'm going back and I'm putting Luis Ariz to the Tigers. You're welcome, Joseph, for the fan vote.
You're welcome. Yeah, my bad.
I mean, Suarez, I think the Yankees, although they still have Bednar, right? So not sure how that plays out, although he wasn't super.
No.
I think the Mets make sense if Diaz moves on. I mean, if I'm the Diamondbacks, I'm trying to sign every friggin' reliever there is on the planet right now.
Yeah, they don't have a bullpen, period.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody actually technically in their bullpen right now.
I think they actually removed it from Chase Field. They just took it right out. And it was like,
they just took it out. Yeah. There's more seats.
Yeah.
It's because their bullpen was so bad. I will say Suarez back to San Diego makes a lot of sense, especially if they're going to convert Mason Miller to a starter.
Yep.
You already know him. He's already moved in. He's, what is he, 34, 35? What is it? He's further up there age-wise, I think.
He's been around for a while.
Oh, no, that was, if he was on that contract the whole time, I think he's like 33. But I think that he's a guy that the San Diego Padres know that they throw a little more money at him, he might stick around.
He'll be 35 by the time the season starts.
Okay, so he's as old as he thought.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So
I mean, you're talking about a guy who's getting a 2 or 3 year deal max.
Yeah. So viewers, where do we think he's going? We're kind of all over the map on this one. Jays, Mets. He loves dumpster fires. That's the Padres. So yeah, I love that. We have dumpster fires and trash cans. We know exactly who people are talking about. It's pretty awesome. Gonna throw John Carter a bone here. Go to the Twins. Yeah. I don't think we'll see the Twins names much this offseason. They got a lot of young kids that they got to sort out and then figure out what they have. So this is going to be a growing pain season for John Carter and his Minnesota Twins for sure. But yeah, Dodgers, every bullpen arm's out there to the Dodgers. And
I mean, you're not wrong.
yeah, that's what happened last offseason. That wouldn't surprise me if that happens again. So do we have any picks that repeated at all? I don't think we do. So viewers, throw it in there. Where does Robert Suarez go? Give me one team only. What's your vote? While we're waiting for that, let's move on to Zach Gallen. Interesting one here.
Yeah, they really like a tale of two seasons.
This was not the year Zach Gallen needed going into his free agent year.
We're Suarez to the Dodgers. Candy called it.
Okay. We'll allow it. Oh, you put it in already. Thanks.
Yep.
All right. Zach Gallen.
Honestly, I think that Zach Gallen, because he got the qualifying offer from the Diamondbacks, right? Am I right about that?
I believe so.
Zach Gallen would be insane not to accept the qualifying offer and go back to the D-backs, but I'm not going to pick that because that seems like a less exciting choice. I'm going to go Zach Gallen to the Cubs on a 1-year deal to fill the Shota hole and a chance to prove that he can still pitch. He needs to get out of Arizona, I think, and get a change of scenery. I like him in Chicago on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I'm with you. I think he is going to accept the qualifying offer because his year was not Zach Gallen, like a ton of walks, ton of runs given up. So I'm with Ryan. I think ultimately he stays put. And I don't really. It's tough to see him in a different uniform for me. We got Baltimore. We got the Giants. We got the Diamondbacks. So yeah, I'm gonna cop out and say he stays with the D-backs, and I think that's what the viewers are going with too. He's got to stay in Arizona, I think, to kind of reignite his career there. So I'm going Diamondbacks for Zach Gallen. Shota Imanaga. Now, player declined the option and the team declined the option. So, where does Shota Imanaga end up?
I think it's your turn to pick first.
Oh, great. Thanks. I love that.
Unless you're not ready to go, then I got one.
I'm going to go Dodgers because
why not?
I mean, everybody else from Japan's going over there. I think Imanaga would love to. I think that's a ballpark he can pitch in and hopefully not give up as many homers because his home run track record the last few years has not been good. Not good. Not good at all. Gave up what? It was like 31, 26. I mean, he gives up the long ball. So I think being in Chavez Ravine, it's a little bit more pitcher friendly. And why not join your Japanese counterparts? So I'm going Dodgers there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Imanaga kind of imploded towards the later part of the season, but his velocity was down. He was still, I feel like he was still kind of like dealing with some injuries. So I'm actually going to stay in the West, but I'm going to say he goes to the D-backs. I'm going to say he becomes one of the guys they use to fill the gap left by Gallen.
And Merrill Kelly, who we'll get to in a little bit.
And Merrill Kelly.
Yep. So we got Dodgers in the chat. We got Royals. Interesting pick there. I hate that. White Sox. Do the White Sox sign anybody in free agency? I don't even know if they're fielding a team next year.
Do they even still have a front office? Like, is there any point?
Maybe. I don't know. Mike Reed staying with the Padres. That was his choice last Thursday. He thinks that he could go to the Padres. Like you said, they're going to need a ton of pitching. But like, who
Bad.
said it back here? Johnny said it. Where do you think the Padres are getting money? Word from San Diego is they're cutting payroll, which Harrison and I have talked about the San Diego money issues for a while now. So,
Yep.
are they going to be in a painful rebuild and just let these contracts kind of expire and start over? Like, what are the Padres going to do? It's going to be interesting to see which direction they go. But what's the viewers? What are they saying here? We got two Padres, so it looks like it's Padres. All right.
Yeah. All right, Padres it is.
Again.
I mean, he's not going to be a super expensive pickup because he's got to kind of prove himself. And then the Cubs, by the end of the season, the Cubs had basically demoted them. Like they took him out of the rotation for the playoffs. And then they worked him back in as the kind of like as the fourth guy, but he was not in their good graces anymore.
No. This one's also a very interesting one, Harrison. Like towards the back end, they're going to get tougher because I think they could end up anywhere. Yeah. But we got JT Realmuto.
I don't know what to do with Realmuto. He's what, 35?
He's an aging catcher.
His bat has declined. His defense has declined. He's still a very serviceable major league catcher. I just don't know that he's a catcher for much longer. And I don't know how he ages because he's at that point where it's like, yikes, dude. I feel like your reunion with the Phillies makes the most sense. I think he'll sit as a free agent for quite a while, be underwhelmed by the offers, and the Phillies will probably say, hey, dude, just come back and run it back. At the same time, I definitely think the Phillies are going to make a run at Adley Rutschman to try to make that trade, which completely throws a wrench in Realmuto's plans. So I'm going to throw a friggin' wild one out there, and I'm going to take the Rangers.
All right.
Because I think he ends up back in Philly, but that could easily get blown up.
Yeah. Flat Cheese, you want us to go back and check out Diaz real quick? We'll run through them again, but Diaz is, we picked Guardians, Blue Jays, and Dodgers for Diaz. So that's where we are with him. All right. I'm with you. I don't have a single idea where he's going. I mean, Richard, honestly, I might go with this pick because if they do make this is all speculation here. If they make that trade for Adley Rutschman, they're going to have to fill that hole somewhere. Maybe he does make the transition to first base with Ryan O'Hearn gone too. That's not a bad choice. Yankees need a real catcher, and his offense will be less. They are stuck with Austin Wells. They already traded all their other catching prospects with Augusto Ramirez gone, Carlos Narvaez gone. For me, it's the bat that's the question. It never was the question with Realmuto. He was one of the best offensive catchers in the game. He definitely had a down year. Rangers is a great pick here. Man.
Just take the Phillies, Nick. It makes the most sense.
It does, but I also don't hate this choice. A 1-year deal. Now, Realmuto might not be looking for a 1-year deal, but if that's all he's offered, he might take it. But being the age he is, he's probably looking for this last contract to be his last, right? He probably doesn't want a 1-year deal right here, unless it's to just extend his career another year and he just starts team hopping at the end here. Seattle doesn't have a catcher, do they?
No, they don't.
No. And top defensive catcher, he's still there. He's still got the pop time. He can still block balls in the dirt. He's there, but his bat has been
he led the league in starts behind the plate. Yeah, he led the league in starts behind the plate and innings caught, I believe, this year. So I mean, he's up there. I mean, the guy still gets it done defensively. Is he as good as he once was? No, but he's still very good.
I'm gonna say he stays. After all that, I'm gonna say he stays.
I left you the easy one.
I know.
Just take the Phillies.
Okay, fine. everybody in the chat kind of think he stays with the Phillies. Joseph agrees with you, goes to the Rangers. I mean, Jonah Himes had a down year last year too, so I mean that possibly.
Yeah.
We got Phillies, so yeah, tough one. Maybe to Washington for JT. I think the Nationals are going to be a sleeper in this too. They're going to get a couple guys for sure to kind of build around James Wood and CJ Abrams and stuff. They always sign one or two veterans, and JT Realmuto seems like that veteran that the Nationals would go in on. So I don't hate that pick. And Flat Cheese said that too. Could he go somewhere random like the Nationals? So the viewers are going to go Nationals. Why not? Let's change it up.
I like it.
So, all right. Another hard guy here, Jorge Polanco.
I have no reason to think this or anything, but I'm going to say that my Royals go and grab themselves a good utility. I shouldn't call him a utility guy, just a good overall player. I think he's a guy that can do a lot of different things for you, and I think there's a lot of value.
I like that. I am going to go with John Temple here. Polanco's value stays around 12 million. Seattle will be in the mix on this one. That's what his first 2 years of pay from us was, 12 million a year. And I think he was very important to that Mariners team. And I think the Mariners do find a way to bring him back. Because like you said, the utility players play. Because this guy needs a night off, I can go here. I can play outfield. I can play infield. So I think the Mariners find a way to bring Polanco back. So I am sticking with the Mariners there. What does the chat say? Yeah, Ryan says Royals are going to be in on somebody. I don't hate that pick. So you got Royals. Then we got Mariners. So Captain's with Seattle. Candy's with Seattle, and John's with Seattle. So viewers are going with the Mariners as well.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. That's a really good fit.
Yep.
I'm guessing the Royals more so because I hope they can go and snag him.
Yep. Merrill Kelly. Now we're up there in age. We're 37, I believe.
37.
Yeah. So where is Merrill Kelly going?
Well, you know him better than I do, Nick, so why don't you take this one?
I do.
We're well versed with the D-backs players.
Yeah, Merrill Kelly's an interesting one to me. I knew he was going to be, gone at the deadline. I thought Gallen was going to be gone too, but nobody wanted him because of the year he had.
Nope.
I think Texas might find a way to keep him. It's like, hey, bud, you're 37 years old. Just, finish out a 2-3 year deal with us and call it a career. What do you think? So I think, and I don't think he was terrible with the Rangers when he got there. I didn't hear much about him after the trade because the Rangers were up and
I never
down.
saw him pitch in Texas.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he
missed him every time.
He started 10 games for them. He was 3-3. 55 innings. He had a 4.42 ERA. So, I mean, yes, that it's going to be an elevated ERA because, he didn't throw that many innings. Gave up 26 runs in 55 innings. So that's not exactly what you're looking for in a free agent market. And we always have one or two guys in here that could do this, right? John Temple says he retires, and it's not terrible. Cubs could be a good pick here. Cleveland, another vet go to the Nationals, possibly. He could really go anywhere. So just for the heck of it, I think the Rangers bring him back on a 1-year deal and be like, hey, give us a full year and see what you got. So I'm going Rangers.
I think it's a good pick. I'm actually gonna say he goes back to the D-backs. He loved Arizona. He spoke so highly of them when he did make his return with the Rangers when he's back in town. The Diamondbacks saved him from Japan or wherever he was pitching They're the only team that gave him a chance to come back to the States. I think he's going to want to end where he returned, and he'll go there for a year or two and just close it up.
Yeah. So in the chat, we have got retirement, and that's going to be the pick. That's not bad.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of other it's Cubs, Rangers, Cleveland, Nats. It's a
yeah. So retirement for the viewers, and again, I mean, I think he does find a team to sign on with, but if he doesn't, he absolutely could. So, all right. Glaber of the week, Glaber Torres. Where does he go?
I think it's the Tigers and only the Tigers. I think he takes the qualifying offer and returns. I don't think he's going to have a lot of options. And he didn't have a bad season. He was an above average second baseman. He had an okay season. I just think the Tigers are an easy place to stay. They gave him the qualifying offer. It's a no-brainer to take $22 million a year and stay one more year. I think that's going to be his only option.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this is our first pick that's together, because I don't see him going anywhere else. There really isn't a fit for him. Now I do have a kind of crazy fit, possibly.
I like the crazy.
If the Red Sox completely lose out on everybody, which they have been known to do,
yep,
they could move Romy Gonzalez to first base and sign Glaber Torres for second. Now, again, $22 million. Are the Red Sox going to fork that over for Glaber Torres? I would doubt it. Highly doubt it. So for me, I'm with you. I think he stays with the Tigers. So, and that's where everybody else is too. So we are a clean sweep across the board for the Tigers. All right. A guy that completely struggled when he got over to the Mets from the Cardinals, Ryan Helsley. Will someone pay this guy to close out games?
I mean, somebody will, yes. It certainly won't be the Mets. Helsley's a tough one because I think the stuff is still there. The velocity was down a little bit. The contact rate was up. He missed a lot of spots, threw a lot of meatballs. He still throws 99. I mean, let's not pretend like the guy's lost it. He was just a mess. And I think he's gonna be available cheap because of that. So for that reason, I like Helsley to the D-backs in their bullpen. I think that he will take a chance on them and they will take a chance on him.
Okay. I think he goes to the Athletics.
Love it.
I love that A's team. I think they're going to start building the pitching staff a little bit at a time. And they're missing Mason Miller out of the back end of that bullpen because that team could put up 5, 6, 7 runs a game. They just didn't have anybody in the back end that could shut them down. Now, listen, that AAA ballpark was a homer dome. We knew it was going to be a homer dome. So maybe he can find himself with literally negative pressure in Oakland. Like, you are not expected to win. Just go out there and get me 3 outs. That's all we're paying you to do. I think I mean, this is also kind of a dark horse pick because it's the A's. But I'm going to roll with it. I like watching that A's team, and like I said, it's no pressure at all for him. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, again, cheaper alternative, guy that's trying to prove he's still got it. A young, exciting team. I don't hate that pick at all.
And we look at Luis Severino last year. We're like, wait, what? The A's just signed Luis Severino? Like, what is going on? Like, we didn't have the A's on the radar at all. So, like, I think they are going to try to make moves to make that team better. a little bit at a time. So when they do hit Vegas in 28 or 29, they are ready to compete. I mean, they have the bones there ready to go. Pitching staff needs a lot of work. This could be part of it. I mean, I don't know how big of a deal he would get, but I think it would be like a 1-year deal. So,
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Again, Dodgers is always on the table. We got Angels here. Don't hate the A's pick. We got another one. They lost Miller, so probably yeah. The you watch your mouth, Nick pick. Sorry. And we got 2 Angels. So the chat looks like they're gonna go Angels here. So what's the status with Kenley? Is he still there? Is he still under contract for the Angels?
That's a great question. I don't know. Kind of forgot about him, to be honest.
Yeah, because I mean San Fran's not a bad
Kenley.
choice either, Curtis. I don't hate that at all. Because they kind of blew up the back end of their bullpen.
Yeah, Kenley is currently a free agent.
Okay. Well, so then yeah, Angels kind of make sense there. They're going to need a closer.
They could.
Yep.
That one makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. All right, we have 6 more. We got Harrison Bader.
This is a tough one. There's like, I don't know, 5 teams that make sense for him. Because keep in mind, Harrison Bader's claim to fame is great defense, great arm, good base running, inconsistent bat. That's the story of his whole career. But there's a number of teams that got like no production out of center field.
Hmm.
You know, the Guardians didn't, the Mets didn't, the D-backs didn't, the Tigers didn't. And I think those teams are all going to be like, hey, let's check this guy out. Another team is the Angels, who, if they move on from Joe Adele, may need a cheap alternative. But I'm going to Bader wants to start every day. He's been very clear that he's tired of being stuck in platoon situations. I think because of that, he goes to the Guardians, where he would be the everyday guy and get a chance to actually play a full season.
Yep. Don't hate that pick at all. They have a couple of young guys coming up though, right? That could possibly take that spot. So
they do, but Bader would be a good 1 or 2 year option while those guys are developing, and because I don't think either one of them is quite ready yet.
Well, one of them came up and made an impact towards the end of the year there. It was that rookie that came up, blanking on his name, but
yeah, I am too. I can picture him, but
yep.
But yes, I think they've got a couple of guys that are kind of knocking on the door, but I don't know that they're necessarily ready yet.
Yeah.
And you got nothing out of center field last year.
Yeah.
Less than nothing.
There's a couple teams on here that I'm kind of with you. St. Louis could possibly go back and reconnect there.
Do they still sign players?
I mean, possibly. I mean, I don't know with Chaim Bloom in there if he's going to make a run at that. I don't know. The Rays is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Don't hate that. We got Guardians. We got Pirates. And then for the sake of it, I'll say the Phils from Flat Cheese. So
that's 2 Phillies from chat.
Okay, so we'll put Bader back to the Phillies for the chat. I don't have a clue.
Say the Royals. Say the Royals.
Wait, so you get 2 picks and I get 0 picks?
I'm just making a suggestion, Nick.
Yeah, I thought about them. I don't know.
He's a tough guy because he fits with a lot of teams.
Yeah.
But the dude doesn't stay anywhere very long. So how many teams are going to be lining up to grab a guy who's basically a platoon player?
Right.
Who again is coming off a career year with some kind of suspect advanced metrics. So
yeah, I mean, the back half of this season was possibly the only reason the Phillies got into the playoffs, to be completely honest. He was a monster down the stretch.
Yeah. I mean, his batting average on balls in play was 359.
Yeah, that will do it.
Which, yeah, that helps.
That'll play. Giants don't need a center fielder. Padres don't. They got Jackson Merrill. Dodgers need an outfielder. One of these guys is going there for sure.
I mean, when in doubt, just send him to the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm lost on him. I really don't know. I guess I'll go with the viewers here.
There we go.
I mean, you got. I picked Tucker to go over there. If he falls through, maybe Bader's a backup there. He did play well there. But if I remember right, I think they said he didn't really care for it there either. So I don't.
No.
I ultimately don't think he goes back. I just, for the lack of not sitting here in silence trying to figure out where I'd put him, I'm just gonna put him with the Phillies. So, all right, Justin Verlander, for me, he starts his retirement tour back with Detroit. That's where I'm putting Justin Verlander. I have nothing to go on besides that. I think he possibly wants to get to 300. Could you see him hang on for 2 more years to get to 300 wins? It's a steep hill to climb. I think he goes back to Detroit. I think he goes back home and then hangs it up.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the pick I think we all want to see come true. I think we want to see him make the return trip to Detroit.
Joseph, are you saying go back to Houston? I can't quite read what you put here. You said Detroit, 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 come home JV. So that's what? That's Houston, right? That's where he wants them to go?
Yep.
I'm reading that correctly.
Yeah. I think that I think Joseph wants him to see anywhere but Detroit. For me, there's 2 teams that I think are contenders. I think staying with the Giants is an option. I also think going back to Houston's an option. I think when it comes down to it, I think he'll stay with the Giants.
Really?
Buster Posey's already come out and said they really liked his presence around that ball club. They liked what he did. I think he goes back to the Giants.
Okay, that's fair. I think if JV is just a little bit selfish here, there's no way he signs with the Giants, because if he's chasing 300, this year was an absolute lost year for him. He pitched really well and got about 0 wins. So I think if he's really concerned about trying to get to 300, I don't think there's any way he stays in San Francisco. But
I think there's part of him that'll see that for being fluky, kind of as fluky as it was.
Yeah, I guess.
But at the same time, I think Detroit and Houston are 2 reunions that make a lot of sense.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying that he has no shot to re-sign in San Fran, but if going for 300 is really that important to him, I don't see him staying there. But that's just me.
No, maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, but are the Tigers really a better option? I mean, Tariq Skubal got 13 wins with an ERA of like 0.
Well, I mean, that's also fair.
And the defense behind him is bad. The Tigers don't play good defense.
Yeah. All right, last 4. We got Ryan O'Hearn. Interesting one here. So another.
Yeah, O'Hearn's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he playing mostly now, position wise?
I think he's an outfielder, right? But I think that's first base.
First and right. He's.
I could see
a lot of moving.
I could see if the D-backs lose out on Alonso or Naylor, they could sign him as a C option.
You're saying with the Mariners?
No, the Diamondbacks.
Oh, you're talking about the Diamondbacks. I feel like he's more of an option, like a plan B for the Mariners.
Okay. I mean, I think that's fair too.
Yeah, I mean, I've I've read a couple places like there's a belief that he'll end up with the Marlins. There's a belief he'll end up with the Reds. If I'm Ryan O'Hearn, I don't think I get excited about either one of those options. I think I'd rather go be. I'll take him as a plan B for the Mariners because I don't know where else he would go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Breads, I don't think's a bad option either. I mean, they're close. I think he could help get that team over there. So I don't know. John says no way. He says goes back to Baltimore. Um, yeah,
Maybe.
I mean, you're the only one that's got any say on it. So Baltimore it is for Ryan O'Hearn, goes back to the Orioles. Oh yeah, flat cheese. This isn't even everybody on the free agent list. This is just the top 30. So that's all we're doing here. Yeah, and this is it, Ryan, for sure. He's going to wait until Naylor and Alonso are done and taken care of. He can see where his market is and then sign. And that's why I said the D-backs, because I think they ultimately lose out on Alonso, they lose out on Naylor, and there's only a couple first basemen left to have. Now they do have Pavin Smith, and they have been playing Pavin Smith at first, so maybe he's their first base option there, which keeps him out of the outfield. That gives you a spot for Alec Thomas, Corbin Carroll. However, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is out with a torn ACL, so now you have another outfield spot that you have to fill. So Pavin Smith goes out to the outfield, or Ryan O'Hearn goes out to the outfield, and you kind of just switch him and Pavin Smith. But do you really want to add another lefty in that lineup? I don't know. We'll see. Diamondbacks can be left-handed heavy as well. So, yeah, we will see. All right. 3 more. Marcelo Zuna.
I I feel like the Braves don't want to bring him back. I feel like they would rather go get a Schwarber or somebody like that. But I feel like the problem you have with Ozuna is that he's so universally liked in that clubhouse and on that around that organization. I feel like he ends up back with Atlanta, not because he's their first pick, but because he's just the dude that's left. Like I feel like that's who they end up with.
Yeah, Michael says not Atlanta, and he's the Braves fan, but
And all the reports are the Braves are still talking to him. They really want to talk to Schwarber, but you know they do see value in Ozuna once he's over that hip issue he had this year. And he's insanely popular around that ball club.
Yeah, Atlanta
Prison League.
Yeah. I don't know. Trying to think, like Yankees, do they need him? No, because you have Giancarlo Stanton as a DH there. Would the Blue Jays make a run at him because you don't know about Santander's injury? I don't know about that one either. That's a lot of money tied up in Santander to just go out and sign another guy. I think I'm with you here. I think this could also be a type of guy that goes to the Nationals. A power bat, outfield guy, DH guy. So for the sake of being different, I'm going to choose the Nationals here. And that was the viewer's pick. I put it in the wrong box. My bad. All right. So viewers think where? We've got Atlanta, Reds. Oh, I think that was O'Hearn's comment. Rays or Marlins.
Padres. Everybody's just like sending people to the Padres.
Yeah. It'll be Atlanta or retirement. So, all right. So there, the chat's going with you, Harrison. Back to the Braves with Marcell Ozuna. All right. Our boy Cedric Mullins, who we saw hit the cycle live. I love Cedric Mullins. Where does Mullins end up? Now, he's not as old as you think he is. He's 31. Like for me, it feels like he's been around the league forever. But is there a market for Cedric Mullins?
If there is, I don't know what it is. He was okay for the Orioles. He was terrible for the Mets. He's a guy he's got so much like just raw talent. He's just so inconsistent, so wildly inconsistent that I don't know what you do with a guy like him. And Cedric Mullins was very kind of blunt about his time in New York. Like, I didn't play well, I didn't fit in. It just didn't work out. And yeah, that's exactly the case. So for the hell of it, I'm gonna say he just goes back to the Orioles.
Okay.
I think he liked it there. I think that they can get him for cheap. You know what you're getting. Sure.
I really hate that I'm about to say this, but I don't think he signs with anyone. I don't. I hate it. I love the dude. I love the dude so much. I love the type of player he is. I love the clubhouse guy that he is. All reports said he's one of the nicest guys in the league.
Yep.
They
love him in Baltimore.
Yeah, and if it's not the Orioles, it's this, Joseph. You texted me this about the TV market. It's a black hole. That's exactly where Cedric Mullins goes for me. I think and I hate that. I really do. And maybe he signs on later in the year when there's an injury. But this might be one of the guys that just kind of disappears off the face of the earth, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about Cedric Mullins.
Remember
and how
when
good he was? Yeah. So I'm gonna say he goes unsigned, and that hurts me. That hurts me a lot because I love the dude.
Yeah,
but that's what I think. Viewers are kind of all over the place. We got, I mean, again, Rockies are gonna do something because I think he needs to prove that he's there to turn that team around. What that something is, I don't know. This is a great one, Curtis. Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's a great spot for him.
He's going to be available cheap.
Deal. Yep, it'd be a 1-year deal because we know the Pirates aren't signing a multi-year free agent deal. So it'll be a 1-year deal with the Pirates. We got Rays. Rays could be in decent fit. I don't think that's the direction the Rays are going, though, personally, but who knows? And then we got a Baltimore from Richard. So, yeah. I mean, Nationals, that could be the veteran pick there. Goodness. I don't know.
It's he's going to be one of those guys who sits there for quite a while waiting to see if there's a market for him.
Yep.
And he's going to have to take a 1-year low money, maybe incentive deal somewhere and just prove that he can still play baseball.
Yep. So viewers, we got 2 votes for Nationals. That's where they're going with that one. All right. And our last guy, Chris Bassett. And now we are also up in age as well here, aren't we?
Yes.
We are 36. 37. Yeah, he'll be 37.
Yeah, 37 when the season starts.
Yep. So I'm going to take it. I think he goes to the A's. Kind of where it all started. Send him back to Sacramento. So actually not back, but send him to Sacramento. But back to the A's. Or yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Possible.
Not bad.
I think there's 3 teams that make sense for Bassett. Returning to the Blue Jays, going to the A's, or going to the Braves as a guy who's been super durable. And he becomes like Charlie Morton 2.0 down in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He becomes the elder statesman that starts every 5th day. He pitches well enough, but he's always out there.
Yeah.
I think Ryan's picked everybody the Rockies.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I don't hate those picks, Harrison. I think the point about Atlanta is for everything we said earlier about Dylan Cease. Like, they need somebody that is going to take the ball every 5th day and be out there and actually make a start.
Yeah, so I'll take the Braves.
Okay, that's fair.
I think he'd be a great pick for the O's, Goob.
Yeah. Yeah, he's heading to my Orioles. Orioles love old pitchers. Yeah.
They do, but he's a durable dude who can still bring it. I mean, he showed you that in the playoffs with the Blue Jays. I mean, the dude he was out there coming out of the bullpen, shutting the Dodgers down for a lot of innings.
Yeah. So we got back to the Blue Jays. We got back to the Blue Jays. Orioles.
Looks like Jays win it.
We got an A's pick.
Rockies. Yeah.
So back to the Blue Jays.
White Sox are only one arm away. The question is, one arm away from what?
Yeah.
Because we know it's not contention.
Right. So that concludes our free agent guesses. Harrison and I will keep track of that as the offseason rolls on here. And you guys, we will keep the final score right here in this last column and see how we all do. So I won the first year we did this by, I think, 1 pick. Harrison won it last year by 1 pick.
Yeah, you beat me because Kershaw didn't retire, and I thought he would.
Yeah, and then I switched it the next year, and that's why I lost it, because I was like, okay, well, he's done now for sure. And you're like, nope, he's coming back. And sure enough, he did. So
Kershaw's been the deciding factor a couple of times here.
Yeah, the both years we've done this. So,
but we know he's retiring now, so there's no need to talk about him.
Yeah, right. So, that was a ton of fun. So we'll keep track of that. We'll keep you guys updated on that for sure. So yeah, pretty awesome. We're already 2 hours in, Harrison. We're gonna bring those back next show. We'll just go straight into trivia.
I don't hate that choice.
Yeah, we're already 2 hours in. That would be another half hour that we can't get back. So
1 arm away from relegation. Got it. Now I know what you mean, Michael.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, so, Bassett retirement too. Retirement for Bassett. Got another retirement one, possibly.
I mean, I think if he can't get the deal he wants, then maybe. I think being in the World Series, I think getting close like that, I think will definitely have him kind of amped up to go again.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
But we'll see.
Yeah. All right. What do you got for me?
I got your favorite, Nick. I got some lineups for you.
Oh, yippee. Let's go.
Oh, come on. You love these.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Anyways, yeah. So I got the lineups for you. Kind of a mixture of, kind of some, I would say, more obvious players, some ones that's like, oh, yeah, I forgot he played there. Yeah, and then just some players I think that we generally like that I wanted to throw in there. So I think it's a good mix.
Okay. That flat cheese, we don't hate you that much. No, it's just that usually we try to stick around 2 to 2.5 hours, and that would have been another half hour of just debating. So we'll save it for Thursday. All right.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing, Nick, too, is with these now we're trying to let chat answer more of them. So maybe you don't have to feel so bad.
Okay, great. I love that. All right, here we go.
I love that for you.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Who's missing from the 2012 Cleveland Indians opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Shelley Duncan in left, Michael Brantley in center, and Shin-Soo Choo in right. Around the infield, you had Carlos Santana behind the plate, Jack Hanahan at third, Asdrubal Cabrera at short, Jason Kipnis at second, Casey Kochman at first, and this guy on the mound. Who was the pitcher?
2012. That's Drubal. It's not CC. He's gone in 2009. We got.
Nope.
It's not Bartolo.
Oh, Carlos Carrasco. That's a good guess, Michael. Not Carrasco.
It's not Carrasco. Any other team?
Ricky Vaughn.
Yeah, it's not Corey Kluber. Oh, is it Ubaldo Jimenez?
It is not Jimenez.
That's a good guess.
Not Nagy. This is after Nagy's.
Goodness.
This guy does have a Red Sox connection, Nick.
Oh, I totally know who this is. That gave it away for me.
That
Forgot.
is correct.
Yeah. So he was a Red Sox reliever, and then as soon as he got to Cleveland, they put him in the starting rotation. Wow, what a
Yep.
good one. It is Justin Masterson for sure, John
Nice
Temple. Nice
job,
job.
John.
Yep. Justin Masterson. Dang. Good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Joseph got it too. Yeah.
And he was pretty good there too.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but pretty good. But he had that crazy, like that long, winding delivery. Big, lanky kid.
Yep. And like 3/4 arm slot ish too.
Yeah,
But
just
yeah.
a lot of movement.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah. So Justin Masterson. Good
Nice.
good pull, John. All right, ready for this one?
Yep.
Who's missing from the 1990 Chicago White Sox opening day lineup? Around the infield, you had Carlton Fisk behind the plate, Robin Ventura at third, Ozzie Guillen at short, Scott Fletcher at second, and Carlos Martinez at first. Melito Perez on the mound, and then around the outfield, you had Ivan Calderon, Lance Johnson, and this guy in right. Who was the right fielder?
It's not Harold Baines.
No, Baines is a good guess, but not Harold. Mike, you're right. Justin Masterson was in the Victor Martinez trade. Oh, Michael's got it.
Sammy Sosa. That's right.
That is
Forgot
a
he came
very
up.
young Slammin' Sammy.
That's right. Do you know who Sammy Sosa hit his first career home run off of? And what
Oh,
ballpark?
I did at one point, but I don't remember now.
Chat, do you know? Sammy Sosa's first career home run. Who did he hit it off and at what ballpark? He hit it off should be Hall of Famer and is not a Hall of Famer.
Clemens?
Yep, at Fenway. He was with the Rangers.
Oh, that's right. That was a trivia question we had not that long ago with the
Mhm.
Rangers.
Yep. So, yeah.
I say not that long ago. It's probably like a year, but
Yeah, right.
but
Yeah.
that's I forgot about that.
Clammy Sosa.
Not Jamie Moyer, but close.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Fenway and it was Roger Clemens, but yeah, nice one. Forgot his stint with the White Sox there.
A young Sosa. Then he went to the other side of Chicago and made a name for himself.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Who's missing from the 1990 Kansas City Royals opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Bo Jackson in left, Jim Eisenreich in center, and Danny Tartabull in right. Around the infield, you had Bob Boone behind the plate, Kevin Seitzer at third, Kurt Stowell at short, Frank White at second, this guy at first base, and Brett Saberhagen on the mound. Who was the first baseman?
I got it.
You got it.
Yep. Yeah, because we had a guest talk about playing next to him the very next year, so I definitely remembered. Yep. Yeah, it is Brett at first. Yep, for sure.
Yep.
George.
Yeah,
Brett.
a lot of people forget George Brett had a stint at first base for a few years.
Yeah.
And it worked out okay for him.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, he was an okay hitter, okay player.
He was all right. I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff.
Not great. Steve Balboni's a good guess, but not him.
That is a good one.
Was George Brett for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
All right. Who's missing from the 1998 Detroit Tigers opening day lineup? Around the infield, you had Joe Oliver at catcher, Joe Randa at third, Billy Ripken at short, Damian Easley at second, Tony Clark at first, and Justin Thompson on the mound. Around the outfield, you had this guy in left, Brian Hunter in center, and Bobby Higginson in right. Who was the left fielder?
Paul Tagliabue, R.I.P.
Oh yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, that's it. I was just looking at the letters that would fit, but it's not him.
Yep.
98. Where's Joseph? Joseph. Chop chop, chop chop. Need ya, man. 98. Oh, forget he was a Tiger. Is it Luis Gonzalez?
It is.
It is Luis Gonzalez. He's one of those, like, he's the guy. I obviously knew he was in Detroit, but I never picture him in a Tigers uniform. ever. So good one. Yep. Joseph
that
got
is
it too.
absolutely
There it
Luis
is.
Gonzalez.
Nice. Oh, there's Kata. Welcome, John Kata. Yep. So
Woke up just in time.
Yep. All right. Oh, here we go.
Here we go, John. This one's for you.
Time.
Who's missing from the 2013 Minnesota Twins opening day lineup? We had Joe Mauer behind the plate, Trevor Plouffe at third, Pedro Florimon at shortstop, Brian Dozier at second, Justin Morneau at first, Vance Worley on the mound. Around the outfield, you had Josh Willingham in left, this guy in center, and Chris Parmelee in right. Who was the center fielder?
(2013) Aaron Hicks.
That is absolutely Aaron Hicks.
Nice job.
I forget all the time that he started in Minnesota.
Yeah, no clue. I mean, for me, his career started in New York.
That's how I always remember him, and I'm just like, oh wait, yeah, that's right, Minnesota.
Yep.
Dang. Yeah. So that is Aaron Hicks.
This is who I was. Yeah, this is who I was trying to think of, but I was like, the letters don't fit. And then Christian Guzman popped in my head, but he played short. But.
John Carter. I was at that game. I tweeted him 2 hits down, 29.98 to go. It did not age well.
That's incredible.
And at one point, didn't they send him down? It was like a whole big thing. And then he came back up.
Yeah. Man. Good one.
But anyways, yeah, that did not age well. You are correct. Since he didn't play baseball last year for anybody.
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Yeah, one of those guys just kind of like disappeared.
Yep.
But anyways, all right. Who's missing from the 2002 Pittsburgh Pirates opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Armando Rios, Adrian Brown, and Craig Wilson. Behind the plate, you had Jason Kendall. At third base, you had this guy. You had Mike Benjamin at short, Pokey Reese at second, Kevin Young at first, and Ron Vallone on the mound. Who is the third baseman?
I think I got this one. I'm proud of myself for this one.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah, all right. I've gotten 3 tonight. I'm already well over my average here.
I know. Look at you. Look at you out kicking your coverage.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, absolutely. Jose Bautista, not a bad guess. It is Aramis Ramirez for sure. Yep. Aramis. I've heard it both ways, but I think it's
I was going to say,
Ramirez.
I'm not even sure which one's right. I always called him Aramis Ramirez, but I've heard Aramis Ramirez many times.
Yep.
Aram.
Yep, that's right. Aramis Ramirez. Again, another guy like I picture as a Brewer and a Cub, and that's it.
Yeah, but I kind of forget the Pirates.
Kind of Mr. NL Central here.
Yeah, and John, hugely underrated. Could not agree more. Love this guy.
Yeah, his career stats are pretty dang good. Last time I checked on him.
Yeah, he was quite good and kind of just got forgotten.
386 homers, 283 batting average, 1,417 RBIs, 29 stolen bases, OBP 341, slugging 492. I mean, yeah. So this guy was a damn good ball player.
Yeah, so based on your argument, Nick, he should be in the Hall of Fame because you believe that Aaron Judge and Shohei are already Hall of Famers. So why is Aram not in there? He's got better numbers than both of them. Yeah, he should be.
Everybody else is. Harold Baines is in there. Aramis Ramirez.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I loved Aramis Ramirez.
Mm-hmm. So good.
All right, here we go. Who's missing from the 1987 Cincinnati Reds opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Cal Daniels in left, Eric Davis in center, and Dave Parker in right. Around the infield, you had Bo Diaz behind the plate, Buddy Bell at third, Barry Larkin at short, Ron Esther at second, this guy at first base, and Tom Browning on the mound. Who was the first baseman?
This is a complete guess.
No, it's a good guess, though, but no.
Because that also fits the letters. Yeah, Pedro Alvarez for the Pirates looked like he was going to be a stud for a minute and then just, absolutely fell apart.
Big disappointment.
Hal Morris is a good guess. It's not him.
Yeah, not Hal Morris. The X's are a hint in terms of how long the first and last name are.
Yeah, I guessed Frank Robinson because that fits. But I think that's way too recent for Robinson. No, not Nick Asaski. We had him a couple of weeks ago at third.
Yeah, he was a who is that guy?
Yeah. And that was for 84 Reds, I think.
Yes.
No, he was missing. He was
89.
Oh yeah, and he was missing lineup. He wasn't who was that guy? I don't think.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everybody was guessing Buddy Bell.
Yep.
Man, 87 Reds.
Peter Rose.
Peter Rose. I forget his name, but played for the Sox too.
I don't believe so. He didn't play for the Sox, but he's got a connection to the Sox.
Doesn't play for the Sox, but he's got a connection to it. Oh, I think I got it.
There we go.
Yeah, it is.
John
I got it. Yeah, I just put it in the chat. It's Terry Francona for sure.
That is absolutely terrifying. What a great picture. You got Tito with Davis and Rose there. What pretty good company.
Yeah, but don't worry. I didn't put Rose on my favorite Reds lineup for all time, so you're welcome for that.
It's because it's a joke.
Well, yeah,
joke.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after because it's pretty funny. I get some great comments, but
yeah.
All right.
I was 6. Don't have that one. I mean, that's fair. I was 3, but I remember it like it was yesterday. So I don't know what your deal is there, John.
Tom Bernansky too. Good guess.
Oh yeah, good one. Good one. All right. Who's missing from the 1995 St. Louis Cardinals opening day lineup? You had around the infield, you had Tom Pagnozzi behind the plate, Scott Cooper at third, Ozzie Smith at short, Manuel Lee at second, John Mabry at first, and Ken Hill on the hill. Around the outfield, you had Bernard Gilkey in left, Ray Langford in center, this guy in right field. Who was the right fielder?
I've heard of everybody on this lineup except for Ozzie Smith. I don't know who that is.
He would never be one of my favorite Cardinals, that's for sure.
No. Right field, 95.
Kada's got it.
Oh, good one. Brian Jordan. The old two-way player.
Two-way player, Brian Jordan.
Well, yeah, not two-way player, two-sport player.
Sorry, two-sport player. My apologies.
Yeah. Brian Jordan.
Let's not take away from Shohei's thunder, because I mean, yeah. I think playing free safety in the NFL and baseball is probably more so than pitching and hitting. But okay.
No, it's not. It's not. Sorry. Shohei's a Hall of Famer if he retires tomorrow.
Stop it. Stop embarrassing yourself. You can drop the ruse, Nick. Nobody believes it.
Excuse me, sir. That is the wizard to you.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Man. I just love the fact that like I make a joke like that on our page and people are like, "Oh my God, you don't know nothing about baseball." And it's like, "Yep, you're right, dude. You're right. I don't."
But thank you for your comment. It helps our page.
Exactly. So yeah, good one, Brian Jordan. Man.
All right. Who's missing from the 2009 Milwaukee Brewers opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Ryan Braun in left, Mike Cameron in center, and Corey Hart in right. Around the infield, you had this guy at catcher, Bill Hall at third, JJ Hardy at second, JJ Hardy at shortstop, Ricky Weeks at second, Prince Fielder at first, and Jeff Suppan on the mound. Who was the catcher?
JJ Hardy, also a very underrated shortstop.
Very underrated. Ricky Weeks
was a
damn exciting player to watch.
He's on my Brewers list coming out. My favorite Brewers. I loved him.
This is a Wendy's drive-through, Michael. That gets used everywhere, and it's still funny.
Yeah, Jonathan
Lucroy, good guess.
It's not him.
Not Lucroy.
That's my knowledge on Brewers catchers right there. Jonathan Lucroy.
Yeah.
2009. Oh, I have another one in my head. Hold on. I'm not gonna get there. Lucroy. You play anywhere else?
Yes. Pittsburgh.
Is this? It's Jason Kendall?
It's Jason Kendall.
No way.
Look at
I
him in that
forgot.
Brewers swag.
Yeah, forgot he was there too. I hated when they went to this Milwaukee emblem with just like the
Yeah.
wheat stock. Hated it.
Yeah, because this is when they opened the ballpark too, right? Didn't they like try to
Mm,
rejuvenate everything?
yeah, yeah. Man,
Big
Jason
sauce.
Kendall, good one. Again, another guy that's just only black and yellow for me.
Yeah, that's it. And a broken ankle. That was the worst I've ever seen.
Oh, like hit that injury and Kevin Ware to me, the Kentucky Wildcat during the NCAA tournament. Those are the worst injuries I've seen like live, like when I'm watching it.
Awful.
That Jason Kendall ankle one is really bad. But although we see him every week in the NFL now, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean Cam Scatabo, his ankle was in like 3 pieces, but
Jaden Daniels' elbow doesn't bend that way, by the way.
yeah, no, but apparently he didn't break anything, which is shocking.
Wait, what?
There's the X-rays all came back that he was, from what I heard, that he was okay. He just hyperextended.
Hyperextended, dude. It completely 180 degrees. Whatever.
I don't know. They could be making it up. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this was another one. The Joe Theismann one
that's
was
terrible.
That one was. All right,
Scatabo's foot trying to run the other direction was gnarly.
Yeah, that was bad. Anyway,
all right, here's
moving on before I throw up all over my computer.
Yeah. All right, for the history folks out there, who's missing from the 1970 Chicago Cubs opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Billy Williams, Jim Hickman, and Johnny Callison. Around the infield, you had J.C. Martin, Ron Santo at third, Don Kessinger at short, Glenn Beckert at second, this guy at first base, and Fergie Jenkins on the mound. Who was the first baseman?
I'm pretty sure it was Mark Grace. He played there forever.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to be Ernie Banks, right? Because he moved. He moved over to first. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is one of my favorite pictures of all time of him facing the wrong direction for the pose.
It's so good.
It's such a good one.
Some of the old pictures of like even like Yogi Berra, like just sitting there with the catcher's mitt, like, they're just like, it's so unnatural.
Pictures were so cheesy. It's hey, look, face the wrong direction like you're making a play and smile for me. It's like nobody's buying it.
And don't move for 5 minutes until the exposure is set. Yeah. Good one.
God, so bad.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 72 card in the show Diamond Dynasty has him at first base.
Oh. Yeah.
Mr. Cub. Good. Yep. Nice job, fellas. Man.
Well done.
Yep. I did all right tonight. I did good.
You did.
I'm okay with my performance. I'm getting better at them. Or I think it's just luck of the draw, really, on who you decide to leave out. But yeah, that picture looks like AI for sure.
It's so bad.
Yeah. So I want to personally thank you guys about defending me on my favorite lineup posts on our page. Like, I did it genuinely not to get a rise out of people. Like, I wanted to see who your favorites were, because like we all have players that we like that weren't necessarily the best on the team, but like we could fill out an entire lineup of guys that we loved. Like, they're not an all-time great, but loved the fact that they played for our team. So I've been doing it team by team, and people are losing their ever loving minds. So, and it's wild. So I just wanted to thank you guys for like coming to my defense on those, and being like, did you read the post, or are you just jumping into the comments to hate? So I just want to thank you guys a lot, because it does mean a lot, and it saves me from going into those comments and doing that. And Ryan, I know you say like rage bait gets interaction. that wasn't even like my point of this either. Like I wasn't trying to get a rise out of people. I was just like, I'm thinking about my Red Sox, which kind of sparked my interest was like, there's tons of guys that I loved growing up that weren't the best. They wouldn't even be sniffing the all-time team. I'm thinking like Trot Nixon and
Yep.
like the Dirt Dogs, like those guys, like Johnny Gomes, right? I loved watching them because of how they played the game and they played hard. And that's what I was like, oh, I should do this for all 30 teams because we have fans across the country. So I was like, this would be really cool to see like what each fan base like thought was their favorite guys. Like who were those dirt dog type guys? And it's just like, I mean, you guys have seen it. It's been wild. And thank God I'm almost done and I can switch it up because it's getting tiring. But almost to the NL West and I'll be finished.
It is funny. People like lose their minds. You know, is this a joke? How could you possibly make a list of that? So this person on? It's like, come on.
Fair, Ryan. This is a fair
I
comment.
mean,
You just acted like you didn't know who Ozzie Smith was. Rage baiter. I mean,
yeah.
you're not wrong.
Mic drop.
Yeah. And I'll be signing off now. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, crazy. But yeah, just wanted to thank you guys for coming to my defense there. But
it is sometimes kind of fun to like go back and like start a conversation with these people. So I had one say I was railing on Nick's comment. I wrote something like, you know, the reading part is hard, huh? And then like 4 or 5 messages later, we're like talking about the fact like the 70s and 80s were such a great generation of baseball, and I missed it because when I was born, and like now we're buddies.
yeah,
Like it's amazing when you respond to some of these folks. They're like, oh wait, like you're a real human being. Cool. All right, like let's talk.
yeah. Yeah, you said your favorite, not the best. I misread it the other night, and I get that, and I give people the benefit of the doubt most of the time, and I'm just like, yeah, like it's favorites, not all time best. My lineup would be completely different. I get it, and then when they still come back and be like, well, how can you leave this guy off? It's like, well, I just did, like, I just don't have any connection to them, so that's just that. But yeah. What's next? What's next for Don Mattingly?
Mm.
That was heartbreaking to see Bichette go up and hug him after so close to his first World Series championship.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's
man,
tough.
I don't know. That's a great question, Daniel. I don't know. Does he stay in Toronto? Does he move on? Have they moved on from him?
Yeah, he's moved on. He's stepped down. There's rumors that the Phillies have reached out to him about a bench coach position. There's also rumors that the Yankees have reached out to him about a potential coaching position, maybe even a minor league role. I don't think he's done yet, but I just think that's got to be so heartbreaking for him to get that close and then fall short.
Yeah. Flat Cheese is asking if we can post those lineups on YouTube as well. Maybe. Can we post photos on YouTube?
We can post. The posting on YouTube is limited, but we can post some. So we could try.
Yeah. We'll
YouTube's
see what
funny
we
with
can do.
posts.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do, Flat Cheese. Because they're not video. It's just like a Facebook picture post.
Yep.
I mean, Ryan, it's the baseball gods. We talk about them. They're cruel. I feel like Mattingly loves baseball, but baseball hasn't loved him back as much as he deserves. Agree. And you know, our buddy Nostalgic Baseball Geezer just put out a big reel about Mattingly's case for the Hall of Fame. And that's a great watch because he lays it all out in about a minute and a half. I don't know how he did it, but it was incredible. Just laid out his entire career, all the numbers, and what he thought about it. So you can check that out over there. But man, it's tough. I hate a guy that has devoted his life to baseball so close, like I said, 6 times this year at least, and just couldn't quite get to the promised land.
It's rough.
Yeah, really rough. Where will we all be in 65 years when Clase and Ortiz get out of prison? I'll be 110 and dead. That the details when that come out, that's going to be absolutely crazy. That might take us a full episode to break down through, depending on how in depth it is. I mean, for each guy to possibly receive 65 years, there's got to be a lot in that case file. Has to be.
It's got to be huge.
So
it's a lot of charges.
Yeah. So.
And so for the heck of it, Flat Cheese, I just posted the Cincinnati Red Zone we were talking about for you guys on YouTube. Take a peek. Let me know how it looks.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Joseph, the World Series title has escaped many of the greats, right? We talk about Ernie Banks all the time, bring him back up. We just had him on missing lineup trivia. He never even sniffed the playoffs.
Yeah.
He never even got to the playoffs. But I mean, I get back then playoffs where you have the best regular season record, you go to the World Series, that's that. There was no quote unquote playoffs. But and Ryan, yes, those boys will do about 10 minutes in counting. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Their sentence will be deferred just like the Dodgers contracts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man. All right.
Class A will get to feel what it's like to be like a Dodger by having it deferred.
That's crazy. Yeah. Man.
Yes, John, sadly enough.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. It's crazy. But
yeah, sad to think.
All right. Do you have anything else before we head out, Harrison?
No. Good show, long show, but I think we're good.
Yeah. So I don't have anything else either. We will be back on Thursday. I have Team Spotlight Trivia again on Thursday. And also, Harrison and I are putting together who we think the most underrated player of all time and underrated player of 2025 is for the American League. So that will be out on Thursday. We'll do the National League on Sunday. So be sure to come back then. Until then, make sure you follow, like us, all that, share our reels, comment on our reels, get us out there. We are 300 away from 25K, which is crazy. So thank you. Really appreciate the support. But yeah, enjoy your weeks. Yes, John, I did check out the first episode of the Alex Rodriguez documentary. Check it out. It's Alex versus A-Rod on HBO Max. Definitely good. So check that out. But yeah, so we'll be back on Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, I don't know why 8 just popped into my head there, but we'll be back 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. Make sure you check out our Etsy store, get some merch, really support the podcast. Really appreciate all the reminders, John, every episode. Glad you're here. Appreciate it. And we will see y'all Thursday.